Hello, it's David here from HORAGE. Today we're going to be talking all about the Lensman 2 Exposure, part of our photography-inspired range. This is a model that takes design inspiration from, well, a classic piece of historic photography. I'll let you do the homework to work out what that is, maybe the clues in the video somewhere. There are two core colours for this model. As you can see here, we have the yellow dial version and the black dialed version. There is also a limited edition version, the Brian Griffin. That is in a silver dial. It's limited to 100 pieces and it's got a couple of little extra upgrades. We'll get to that when we talk about the specs of this watch. We're going to use the yellow dialed version of this to show all the features during this video. First of all, we've got an unusual case construction. As you can see, it's a squarish tonneau shaped main case, but with a round dial. The case material is a combination of grade 5 titanium, these polished areas and the metal areas and the crown, and the black areas here on the case are actually hardened aluminium, or aluminum for our American friends. The bezel is also in grade 5 titanium. You have a couple of different features on the watch. You of course have the main time telling features, hours, minutes, center seconds, but you also have a 24-hour GMT hand. Then you'll see lots of little features and numbers on the bezel and the dial. We'll get back to what they are, but as a clue, it's called the Lensman 2 Exposure. Maybe the clue's in the name. In terms of sizes, the watch is 39mm by under 10mm in height. Calibre-wise, it's powered by our K2 Micro-Rotor Calibre. Let's take a look. Here is our K2 Micro-Rotor. Micro-Rotor for the automatic winding, a full silicone escapement. The escape wheel, the pallet fork and the hairspring ensures great anti-magnetic properties and efficiencies. 72 hours of power reserve, that's 3 days. So as long as you're wearing it regularly, you should never have to make additional adjustments. But of course, if you have many watches, it might sometimes end up sitting on the bedside cabinet between other watches being worn. We'll go through how to set the watch up if that's the case. Straps wise, there's a couple of different colour options. There's the black strap, or as you saw earlier, the yellow strap. They also come in a variety of lengths to suit different wrist sizes. It's a deployant clasp to make it safe and secure on the wrist. The strap itself is also quick release. It can be removed without any tools. If you are a strap monster and you want to change to a rubber strap or a different strap, this can be done very easily. It's a 20mm lug diameter, so any standard straps that you like or may have in your collection will easily fit onto this watch. Water resistance is 50 meters, as signified on the engraving on the case back. That's the same across all Lensman 2s. Let's move to how to set the watch up, how to ensure that it's running, setting the time, both the local time and the GMT time, and then we'll talk a little bit about that bezel complication. Looking at the dial, we can see we have the hours hand, the minutes hand, the center seconds hand, and the GMT hand. Before we do anything, we need to make sure the watch is running. As you see in this watch, the second hand isn't running, therefore we need to add some mainspring wind, some power to the watch to get things up and running before we're setting the time. To do so, on the crown, whilst in the neutral position, turning in a clockwise or upwards direction, we can start to wind up the mainspring to add power. So let's get maybe around 20 to 30 winds into the watch. Once the watch has got some power, we will see the second hand begin to move, and as it does so, we know that we're there. As we can see, the second hand has started to run, so we've now got some power into the mainspring. We always suggest around 1/3 to 50% of wind on the mainspring to ensure there's enough power there to get things running smoothly. Once you're wearing the watch, of course the Micro-Rotor automatic winding will deal with the rest. Now that we're up and running, let's move along to getting the time set. The first thing we need to do is make sure that we stop or hack the seconds hand at exactly 12. As the second hand reaches 12, we're going to pull the crown out to position 2, which will stop the seconds hand running. Let's do that now. We've now pulled the crown to position 2, and as we can see, the second hand has stopped running at 12. We've now got a datum point or a reference to progress with time. In this position, the watch is no longer running, and by turning the crown in a clockwise or upwards direction, you can see the time-telling hands begin to move. Let's get a reference time point so that we can set the time accurately. In the case of myself, I'm using an app on my phone. You can use your computer, you can use a website, Anything that's accurate with hours, minutes and seconds is what you need. As we can see, it's coming up towards 3 minutes past 11. It's AM, so let's set the time on the watch to be ready. By turning the crown in a clockwise direction, we can see that we're now indicating 11 AM. We come round and we set ourselves to 11:03 in the morning, and as this hits 0, we're going to push the crown fully home. And there we go, 11:03, 11:03, and the seconds are running accurately to our reference time. Let's now move to setting up the GMT time. As you can see, there is a third hand here. This is on a 24-hour scale, which is indicated on the inner ring of the watch. That means we've got a 24-hour GMT. We don't need to worry about having day-night indicators because, of course, we're on the 24-hour scale. We can either set this time to where you are. If you're on vacation, for example, you want to keep the time set to your home time, but set your GMT up to wherever you are in the world. Or you may have a relative in a different country, a different time zone, and you want to keep an eye what the time is there so you don't inadvertently call them at 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's say, for example, we want to set the GMT time to 4 o'clock in the evening. We do this via the crown in position 1. That's one click out from the neutral position. By clicking the crown out one position, you'll see that the watch continues to run. The second hand is still moving. We're not upsetting the time telling accuracy of the watch, but in this position, we can now make adjustments to the GMT. By turning the crown in a clockwise direction, we can see that we jump in 1 hour jumps the GMT hand. We want to move that around to 1600, that being 4 PM. We see we've now moved it and we're indicating 1600. The minutes are always used off the minute hand of the watch. We're around 4 minutes past 1600 in the afternoon. So, coming up to 4:05 in the afternoon, whilst the local time is telling us 11:05 in the morning. Once we're set there, push the crown fully home to the neutral position again, then we can't make any inadvertent changes to either the GMT time or any of the other features of the watch. To ensure the water resistance of your watch, please always make sure after any adjustments, the crown is pushed fully home. So now we have the watch set up to both your home local time and the desired time you wish to tell on GMT. Let's talk about this bezel complication, the slide rule calculator. It's a light exposure calculator. It allows you to make settings to your camera, whether you're using digital or a bit more traditional with film in your camera. You can move that away from the automatic setting and maybe get a little creative. You've got various light indication symbols, everything from bright outdoor sunny through to darkness or indoor light or various conditions if it's maybe cloudy or hazy. You then have a range of ISO numbers where you're setting your ISO. What you need to do is decide which ISO you're using, whether that's dictated to by the film in your camera or the ISO you wish to use, and aligning it with what you believe aligns with the current light conditions wherever you want to take that photograph. Once you've done this, by turning the bezel either clockwise or anti-clockwise to align the ISO number with the light conditions, let's say we want to shoot 400 ISO on a sunny day. We will align the 400 ISO, as here, with the sunny condition. That then allows us on the bottom part of the dial to read off various f-stops and shutter speeds, and you can take an alignment across the dial to work out how you should be setting up your camera. Of course, these aren't steadfast rules, but are designed to give a good guide and allows you to get maybe a little creative, do something different, and learn what settings on your camera may do. It's a fun little inclusion, something that had never been done on a watch bezel before. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy playing with the bezel complication on your watch. Maybe if you get some creative photographs, we'd love to see them. Please feel free to share them with them. You can drop us an email at lostintime@horage.com. We might even feature some of your creative photographs on our social media channel. You can of course reach out to our global concierge team. They're able to help you with any questions that you may have with regards to your watch or any other model within the HORAGE range. Check out the QR code at the end of this video. Simply scan it with your phone. That'll allow you to reach out and connect with our global concierge team. We also have our website, www.horage.com, where information on all of our watches is there, and you can also purchase via our online web store. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do tune in to our YouTube channel. We've got lots of content on there. lots of informative videos and some fun videos we're putting up there on a regular basis. Thanks very much and speak to you soon.